said, now you need to understand, you don't have all day to do God's work. Verse number 3, he says there are some limitations into what you're going to have to do, because there's going to come a time when they will not endure sound doctrine. But after their own lust, if you don't solid folks in the church, they create things to go chasing after. He said, but after their own lust, they shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. They're going to make up their own righteousness. You got to watch that in the church, Timothy. He goes on, he says, and they shall turn away the ears from the truth. It's something about how Paul starts to talk about this truth. In the last 2 epistles he wrote, Timothy and Titus, he started mentioning truth over and over and over. And it's something about remaining in the truth. He goes on to say, they're not going to listen to the truth. He said, and they shall be turned into fable. But then he tells Timothy, he said, now, be on your job, son. Be on you watch out, but watch thou in all things. Endure afflictions. Timothy, preaching ain't always easy. It ain't always easy. Y'all didn't hear that one, but preaching is not always easy. It's not always about getting your tie straight. It's not always about making sure you're eloquent in your speech. Preaching is about suffering some outside the pulpit. Preaching is about living what you preach. Preaching is about suffering for what you do preach. Preaching is not always, Paul said, Johnny, he said, now watch out, Timothy. Be ready to endure some affliction, brother. You know, you've been around. You know there are some days the truth comes back, and it comes back from folk that he said wasn't going to want to hear it anyway.